Hi, I'm Daphne Richards, and this is Augie. Our question of the week comes from Rachel Jackson about her loquat trees. Here's what happened. Last summer, one of them started wilting, and then several trunks died while other parts of it lived. There's bark damage on the dead limbs, but the living trunk has put out blossoms. We consulted Texas AgriLife Extension fruit specialist Jim Kamas. Here's what he says. It's almost undoubtedly cold injury. Loquat is a relatively cold-hardy, subtropical, but last year the warm temperatures during the end of January caused a loss of hardiness in all plants. The cold front that came through on the 1st of February caused a sudden drop in temperatures where we went from 74 to about 11 in about 22 hours. This caused freeze injury on almost everything. We even lost grapevines and peach trees. So it's not surprising that loquats, which are subtropical, were injured, even if they were in a protected location. The truck injury and the description of how the plants collapsed along with the trunk weeping are consistent with how we see plants respond. Here's what to do. Keep the plants well watered but not saturated over the winter. The drought last winter generally exacerbated the problem with cold injury. Trees can indeed repair themselves, but don't be surprised if limbs continue to collapse and bark sloughs off the trunk. Just keep the plants in as good a health as possible and remove any dead wood and hope for the best. Our pick of the week is Mexican feathergrass, Nucella tenuissima. If you're looking for billowy texture, this is definitely the plant for you. No other ornamental grass is quite as delicate and feathery. Mexican feathergrass performs best in well-drained soil near other low water use plants in the garden. Give it regular water during establishment, then water only sparingly during the driest of times. The deep green foliage of feathergrass contrasts nicely with the soft blonde seed stalks produced in the summer. Like other ornamental grasses, you should prune feathergrass each year during dormancy. Midwinter is a good time before the new foliage emerges in the spring. Each plant will get about 2 feet tall and a foot wide, but these are great planted in masses that will sway and swoon in a nice summer breeze. They're prolific reseeders and will most likely escape to other areas of your garden. You may find this quality endearing, especially if you have some empty spaces that you want to fill in, but if you find this annoying, simply pull the seedlings up when they're small. To do this week, it's time to finish up pruning your roses. Prune those back to about 6 inches from the ground. Prune them back very hard if they're cane-type roses. If they're shrub-type roses, don't prune them quite so hard. It's also time to plant larkspur, cosmos, 4 o'clock, and other spring flowering seeds. And plant any trees and shrubs that you wish for the winter before the spring really hits us. We'd love to hear from you. Please visit klru.org/ctg to send us your questions or plants of the week from your garden.